You know, some histories, they're the ones we all learn about in school, right? Carved in stone. But what about the other histories? The ones that are just as important, but are carried in memories and can, well, sometimes just fade away. Today, we're diving into a project that's all about saving those very stories. All right, let's get right into it. The book we're exploring today, it doesn't mess around. It states its mission loud and clear. It's all about fixing an imbalance. It's about shining a spotlight on the people who really built communities, but whose names you might not find in the big official history books. And how does it do that? By focusing on 200 people. The book's called Singapore Tamils 200, and its whole purpose is to weave the legacies of these incredible individuals back into the main story. What you get is a much richer, way more complete picture of Singapore's past. So first things first, why? Why was this book even created? Well, it's pretty simple, really. The people behind it spotted this huge gap in the history we all know, and they decided they had to do something to make sure these incredibly important contributions didn't just disappear. And let me tell you, the mission is a big one. This is not just some list of names. Nope. It's about documenting the real impact of 200 key people. We're talking intellectuals, social leaders, business pioneers, and their effect on the Tamil language and community. And here's the really crucial part. It's about looking beyond the names you always hear to make absolutely sure no one disappears beyond the margins of historical memory. Okay, so 200 different lives. That's a lot to take in, right? How can you possibly get a feel for that? Well, we're going to do it by zooming way in on just one of those stories. The story of a man who built something that was so much bigger than just a business. Let me introduce you to Ku Ramachandra. Now, he was the owner of the famous Ananda Bhavan vegetarian restaurant. But believe me, his real story, his true legacy, it goes way, way beyond the amazing food he served. And it's really telling, that the book, which was originally in Tamil, honors him just like this, in the very language he fought for. It translates to the owner of Ananda Bhavan with a great love for Tamil. And that says it all. This wasn't some side project for him. This was who he was. So how did all that passion for his community actually turn into action? Well, for Ramachandra, it was never just about the bottom line. His vision was way bigger. He was all about modernizing his family's legacy, sure, but he also wanted to lift up everybody around him. Think about it. He didn't just take over an old restaurant from 1924. No, he completely reinvented it. He brought in a modern central kitchen so they could serve thousands of people, and he expanded to huge locations, even Changi Airport. But, and this is the key part, he wasn't just building his own little empire. He was trying to bring everyone together, starting up associations to make all the businesses in Little India stronger. His whole idea of what success even means was just different. Get this, he would actively mentor his own competitors, actually helping them get their own restaurants off the ground. Can you imagine? He pushed for better training for all the workers in the industry, and he was constantly giving back, like providing free meals for foreign workers. And if you want a perfect snapshot of his personality, the man once brought a live elephant to the Singapore Food Festival. Yeah, just to welcome his guests. But as smart as he was with business, that was only half the story. His personal passions were just as powerful. So let's look at what really, truly drove him. It was this deep love for the Tamil language and an incredible, unshakable compassion for animals. Just look at these two worlds he operated in, both at the same time. On one side, you have this relentless advocate for his language. He's the guy pushing to get Tamil on ATMs, designing his restaurant receipts in Tamil. He even helped pioneer Tamil SMS services. Then on the other side, you have this absolute champion for animals. He was out there rescuing injured strays, personally looking after more than 100 cats and dogs. He even rented a whole other house just to give them a safe place to live. And if you need just one story that perfectly captures his dedication, this is it. A close friend shared that he once raised $5,000 to save a single injured monkey. And he didn't even stop there. He arranged for the monkey to be sent all the way to India. And then he flew to Delhi himself just to be 100% sure it was safe. That's just incredible. Okay, so let's pull back and look at the bigger picture again. Ramachandra's amazing life is just one story out of 200. And his legacy, which is now saved for good, really brings us back to the whole point of the Singapore Tamils 200 book. And that brings us to a really important question. doesn't it? When you think about all of history, the grand scheme of things, why does one person's story really matter that much? Well, it matters because his story isn't just his story. He is one of those 200 forgotten champions that this book shines a light on. You can think of each life as a crucial thread in the huge tapestry of history, and thanks to this work, those threads, they're not going to get lost. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. This whole project started because people wanted to remember those who might otherwise be forgotten. So it makes you think, right? The question for all of us is, whose story from your community or your family, whose story needs to be told so that it's never forgotten?